Hello, this is V with Hand, and I am here doing an interview with you. Do I have consent to interview you about?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
And
You be good. It's good to see you, man.
Come see me in a second.
Okay.
and what name would you like to go by in this interview?
John.
Okay. All right, John.
You can call me John Hughes. You know, it's supposed to be a famous name.
There's a lot of Johns. Well, John, have you ever experienced being swept during freezing temperatures?
Yes.
What happened?
I don't. Well, that lady over there, Therese, came and saw us at our camp. We were getting swept. There was snow on the ground. It was colder, and they somehow succeeded on moving us. We had to pack up in the snow and go find somewhere else to put our camp together in the snow. And it's no fun. I mean, it's bad enough when it's cold that you're having to move, but when it's snowy, snow on the ground and it's cold, yeah, it's miserable. I mean, it's just wrong.
Did it affect your health in any way?
Kind of. I mean, I guess in the aspect of just having to move and having to move around in that cold weather. I think everybody in the camp got sick, like for about a week.
Wow.
Afterwards, nobody wanted to come out of their tent. Nobody wanted to come out and talk. So yeah, I would have to say it affected my health a little bit,
Yeah, absolutely.
and especially as old as I'm getting, I guess.
And how do you logically, or not logically, logistically, how do you move everything in the snow? What is that process like versus, having to move without the snow on the ground?
Have you ever moved your apartment? Probably worse than that. Probably worse than moving a whole apartment in one day.
Yeah.
It's having to literally, and then go find new real estate. That's already a problem by itself, just having to go find another spot, and then putting it up, and you're not even sure if that's going to work because you just got swept. They're following you when you move to see where you went so they can sweep you there a couple of weeks later. The getting moved around is quite bullshit. I've been doing this for 5 years now, waiting on our wonderful government to pay me, and it's disheartening to just get moved every couple of weeks. It really is. I would like to see if they would like to get their house uprooted, moved to a whole new neighborhood,
Sure.
and have to make friends with somebody else because they got their relocated because the police didn't like them there.
Right.
So I'd like to see somebody else have that happen to them, to where maybe they'd understand what it's like going through being homeless.
And how do they treat your property?
Oh, like shit. Absolutely. They'll throw it in a storage, what is that, on 7th to 8th in Decatur or something like that, right over by light rail, by Aurora campus. But they just throw it in storage, and, you got to go find a way to go down there to get it. And that's even worse. Okay, so now you're going to take my stuff, put it in a storage that I didn't ask you to, and I got to go find you to get it.
Right.
I would like to see if I could take their dog and kids and tell them that they got to go find them.
Right.
Like a legal search and seizure.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's just, here, let me take your kids and say, hey, go find them. I mean, that's kind of what it's like. It's like having to relocate your whole house somewhere else.
And did you ever experience having your stuff swept or taken when you weren't there?
No, I haven't. Luckily,
It was
or
always
else I
while you
would-
were there?
Yeah, it was always while I was there. They always do it early in the morning, first thing in the morning, wake you up. And that's the worst. I mean, it could be 10 degrees outside and they don't give a damn. To them, that's not inclement weather. It's the snow on the ground that they want to see. But it could be 10 degrees outside and they'll still sweep you.
And they were still doing it when there was snow on the ground, correct?
Yes, there was some snow on the ground, but as long as it was okay for you to move
Yeah.
and relocate, and who judges that? I mean, I thought God judged when you could do things by the weather, not some police officer thinking, oh, that's good enough, they can move.
Yeah.
It gets really frustrating to have to keep uprooting. I mean, I've I've been in so many camps in the last 5 years that it's ridiculous. I mean, I would have to say 20, 30 camps that I've been in.
Have you considered the shelter system?
No, hell no. The shelter system is, first off, not very well done. Second off, I have a head injury. I get a little erratic, I guess you would say, with people coming up behind me.
Right.
When people are like this, I got hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat, and then smashed on this side of my head 27 times. I can't have somebody walking up behind me. I freak out. I'm ready to fight.
How are some of the staff in the shelter system?
Oh, they're the worst. They say they're the nicest, caringest people. They don't give a fuck. They don't give two rat's asses about whether you die or live. So if they're so concerned about keeping homeless alive, why don't they do something for us? Instead of, oh, we'll just throw you in a shelter, you'll be all right. The fuck we will. Most of us can't live in a shelter because why? Oh, because I've been hit in the head with a baseball bat and I don't trust the guy laying next to me. But yet I'm supposed to trust that you guys got him. Yeah, you'll get him after he beats the fuck out of me. You know, the system is so broke that I think a kindergartner could probably do it better than they do. I really do. Just because they would be at least more humanitarian than they are. They're not humanitarian. They don't give a fuck about the people. They give a fuck about the money that the government's going to give them to move us. And that's what it really comes down to. Because, one suite costs about $30,000. Wait a second. Why are we spending stupid money to move people that we should have put them in a house in the first place? This whole problem wouldn't be a problem if our own government thought about what they could do to keep everything in order, but yet give people that don't have that housing right now an opportunity. Because, hey, I was homeless once upon a time, and I took an opportunity, and I became a millionaire and became homeless again. But because I was given an opportunity by some guy I didn't even know, who gave me 20 grand to start any company I wanted, and turned it into $22 million, gave me an opportunity. Now I don't have any opportunities. I can go to the mission, have lunch and breakfast and dinner, and that's about it. That's my opportunity.
Do you feel like you're trapped in like a limbo, almost, where it's like you're forced to go down like a lower level, almost? That's kind of like what I'm reading out of it.
Yeah.
Like you're forced to stay in this homeless position, almost, and be,
trying to help you
as
get out
opposed
of
to
it.
living on another level, which would be.
You're absolutely
like,
correct. They're not trying to help you get out of it. They're trying to help you stay in it. They are not trying to move us out of homelessness. They want to keep us there because it's money that the federal government gives the fucking state government money to help them control. So it's all about the dollar bill, and all they want to do is make sure they keep us there so they keep getting the dollar bill. They don't want us gone. They actually want us there so they can keep receiving money and keep telling the federal government lies that somehow are passing. I don't know how. But that's all they're doing is telling the federal government lies so they give them money so they can basically harass us.
Yeah.
And treat us like shit.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time I've ever been treated any worse in my life. Some days it's made me want to go back to work, even though I'm not supposed to or be allowed to.
For survival.
Yeah, for survival.
Like literal survival.
Just literally survival. I mean, if I want something to drink, or I got to go get that my damn self. I don't have somebody ready to just give it to me. And it really upsets me that they say they're going to help you, but they're not. They don't give a damn about you. They really don't. They don't care whether you live or die. Except for they do want you to live so they can get a dollar bill off you. And if all I am is a dollar sign to a police officer, I'd hate to see, what happens when I really need them.
Right.
Because right now I'm just a statistic, and it really sucks because I went from working my whole life, from the day of 18 to the age of 43, I worked every day of my life, 25 years, and I'm treated like shit. Wait a second. Those same people that treat me like shit would have called me sir 5 years ago, 7 years ago, when I was working. When I was working 7 years ago, they would have called me sir because I was in a three-piece Armani suit, looking like $1 million. But yet, those people that called me sir 7 years ago don't call me shit now.
Well, John,
except for look away from me, because I'm homeless.
We have, we want to give you our phone number and some other ways of contacting us and some of the things that we do with this organization. It was really nice to meet you, and we're really grateful to be able to have the ability to take this information now and give it to people that might actually make a difference doing it. I think it does. You know
I
mean,
just hope the people that it hits aren't all about the dollar bill.
Yeah.
Because somebody in this world has got to think about human, just a person. Would you treat your dog like that? I wouldn't. Would you treat your kid like that? I wouldn't. But some of these people, it makes me think.
And so what would be like the final thing, that you want somebody who hasn't experienced this, maybe who's about to, right? Like what you were just talking about. Anyone can end up in this position.
Anybody.
So what would you like to communicate to them about what it feels like to have to go through this, especially during this cold weather, to be treated like that? What's the takeaway, or what do you want to?
I would tell somebody, do whatever you can to never become homeless, because you will never get any help. You will never get anywhere. They will keep you right where you're at, and you're not going anywhere from there. And there is no step ladder up. There is no door that's going to get you to another place or a better way. I would say do whatever you can to never end up like this, because if you end up homeless, you're going to be treated like the biggest piece of shit you've ever been treated like. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's just really sad that we can't treat people that need help with the help they deserve, because one day they might need it. And I would say maybe just look at what you're doing against somebody else or with somebody else that's homeless. Just put yourself in their shoes. Because I would never thought I would have been homeless. I was, for Christ's sake, I was living in an 18,000 square foot home, making stupid money a year, owning my own company, working, and now I'm being treated like the biggest piece of shit on the planet. And it hurts. It hurts to say my government doesn't have me. My government doesn't want to help me. They don't give a fuck. I'm just a number to them. That's all, and that's sad, because they weren't a number to me. I became 18. I went to prison early. As soon as I got out of prison, I did exactly as they asked. I went right to work. And I worked from the time I got out of prison to 43, so almost 20 total years, never having any instances, and then to have somebody try to kill me.
Yeah.
And you end up being treated like shit then afterwards. That just sucks. It's whatever they can do. I just hope they don't ever end up like I did. Because, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how much money you make. The government will find a way to take it all. Or find a way not to help you, so you eventually lose it all. But when you're working, you're all good. You're the nicest person, and they want to talk to you. But when you're not, nobody wants to talk to you. It's a shame.
Thank you so much for sharing, and